Guys, welcome to another installment into the West Comics Run It Back edition. This week we're talking about a movie that I give 2 boulders. Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom.
Me too.
Sonny is here.
I watched it.
The hot dog Paul is here.
Hi.
Donovan is over there.
Chilled monkey brains.
We're over there in the lounge of the exclusives right there. I got the exclusives. I got
Exclusivo.
I got
Exclusivo.
brother Marcus. He's a Barbie lover. I got
man,
uncle
so
nephew
Barbie.
Shane, and I got the milkshake.
Kalima.
There we go. Somebody said something about the movie we're watching.
Guys,
Wait, I did.
Yeah.
No, you did.
Yeah,
You did. You did.
let's set the stage, okay? Shall we? The year is 1984. The Summer Olympics are upon us. They're in Los Angeles. USA is crushing everybody in the Summer Olympics. It's a great time to be alive.
Mary Lou Retton.
Films like, I'm going to run down the roster
Yeah, my man
of
got a
movies
list.
for 1984. Movies like Gremlins,
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Never
great
Ending
one.
Story, The Karate Kid, Footloose,
Wow.
Revenge of the Nerds, Quan's favorite, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, Revenge of the Nerds, Purple Rain, Ghostbusters,
Oh, yeah.
and Beverly Hills
Wow.
Cop.
Yes.
All those
Shout out
movies
Eddie
came
Murphy.
out in 1984.
That's a
What a
big
time
year.
to be alive.
Yes.
I wasn't.
I was not.
I was 10 years old, and I couldn't. I don't think I could see half of these movies. No, I
Revenge of the
saw most of them.
I
Oh
love
my
that
gosh,
movie.
I've got a great Revenge of the Nerds story. I can't tell you right
Cool.
now.
We'll talk about it
But
later.
it's okay. You had video stores back then. So video stores were the way I saw all those movies as a kid. You know, you go to your mom and pop video store and check them out.
Yeah, when they came out a year and a half after they were in theaters.
Yeah, yeah. We could wait. The movies back then were good enough. You could wait.
This was the first. This is due to a suggestion by Steven Spielberg. This was like the first official PG-13 film, right?
Oh, wow.
Yes, it was
I
the first time that the
Gremlins.
MPAA gave a PG-13 rating for a movie because Steven Spielberg wanted families and kids to see this movie, but there was a lot of violence in it, but it was not quite enough for them to give it an R rating. So they thought, well, why don't we add it? He suggested,
And the
let's
heart
put
thing.
the and then the heart coming out, and there's a lot of things in it.
And Gremlins and stuff like that also had
Yeah,
a lot to do
so
with it.
he had suggested, what if you just make it like a PG, then put the age of 13? Like if you're under the age of 13, then maybe not. So that's what started the PG-13 movement.
Wow.
Yep.
You learn something new every day.
Sonny, what are some of your memories of this movie? I know you loved it.
My memories of the movie that I watched yesterday. It was
They are still memories, technically.
no, I know, but they're not that fond yet. They didn't marinate. It was a great movie, and I think me and Shane were texting. He was like, "Oh, it didn't age well," and I'm like, "I don't know. I think it was.
You didn't like it?
I think it was pretty fun. For being the first one that I saw, it was really fun. No, I swear. I like the little James Bond nod where he has the tuxedo with
Yeah.
the
Red
robe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that. I think.
Did you like the name of the club that he was in?
What was the name of it?
Club
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of cool Easter eggs in this movie.
That's
It's only
it.
your first time watching it. I
Yeah,
get it.
I'll pick it apart.
I've been watching it since I was 7. So
Right.
I think
Yeah, it's-
this is one of the movies that I'm sure it goes down historic, blah 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 blah. But there is a lot of scenes that it get replayed, bro. Like the
Historic.
historic blah blah. You know what I mean? Like nostalgic, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
The bridge scene,
Yeah.
where you
Yep,
know,
yep.
that's been used in like every movie ever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's great.
Yeah.
It's cool. 9 out of 10. I loved it.
Paul,
Wow. All right.
Paul, what do you think?
I think Sonny was
mind.
upset for some reason.
No, why? What was it upset for?
His angry
No,
review.
I really like the Temple of Doom. It's probably on the lower end of Indiana Jones movies for me. Probably on the same level as the new one, which probably sounds blasphemous to like Austin. But
It's terrible.
I thought it was pretty good. But anyways, I digress. Temple of Doom has some really great parts and some really silly parts.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of
I think if you're mad at the nuke in the fridge and not at the
Raft
floating
off a plane.
boat down a plane,
They did that
you're
on
not
Mythbusters.
totally-
no,
situation.
that was
totally agree.
that was.
Yeah.
I saw. I was like, Okay,
Yeah,
all
so-
right.
They did that on MythBusters. They
Yeah.
actually had they had weighted mannequins or
Of
something
course.
like that,
Yeah, and
the
they had an
dummies when they
actual
dropped
raft
it.
and they did it.
And they had it once. They did the first time they took it, and they bounced off the ice, and they're like, yeah,
They're dead.
Everybody would have been dead if they had done it. But they're like, but we
exploded.
like it the way it looked, and let's go with it. We're not going to try to do that multiple times.
I love that that's the criticism, but like 3 glowing stones, a guy getting his heart ripped out while he's still alive. That's not
And
like.
he continues to
Eating,
live.
getting
that's
eaten
not
by
crazy.
alligators at the end.
That's kind of my point. Like the
saw it. I told
floating
you.
boat thing doesn't bother me. Just like the fridge doesn't bother me in Crystal Skull.
No, because there is actually a reason for that. Because fridges back then were lined with lead, so they helped. And lead is one of the things that like you can hide yourself behind with a nuclear
and
bomb and not.
Superman won't see you.
Yeah, and then there's that because there's the radioactive material can't get inside of anything with lead. So
Yeah,
that's
know
why he
that,
went into
though.
the fridge because it was a lead lined
It would
fridge.
still heat the
Well, because back in the
fridge up to where he
50s,
boiled
the
to death.
fridges were lead lined. That's why.
So and then you couldn't see him inside. So, Superman or the bomb?
What's happening?
What the hell are you talking about?
Mark or
Anyway.
Donovan. You said
Lead was
line
Superman,
and
so-
Superman can't see through lead.
Yeah, I know what's going on. I'm aware. But he's going back and forth like crazy.
Anyways,
I was trying to. It's good for content.
Shane, tell me a little bit about your criticisms.
So what did you think?
Yeah.
Tell me about a little bit about your negative thoughts about this movie. Like, what were some takeaways that you didn't really appreciate when it comes to Temple of Doom?
I kept expecting, especially like the first part where they're in this casino and there's the song and dance number while the credits are going.
Anything goes.
Yeah, then just heck breaks loose after that. I expected it to be a dream.
The band kept playing.
Yeah, I'm
The
just
band
everything.
kept playing, and the dancers came back out
yeah. I
to
mean,
do a whole new number.
whole new number.
Yeah.
when I was a kid and I saw this movie, I felt that everything was fantastic. There was nothing to criticize or worry about. When I watched it recently, I was like, this is the most ridiculous movie I've ever seen.
He texted me. He was like,
It
"What
was
is happening?"
so ridiculous. Like everything that Raiders, anything serious that Raiders gave us, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first one, any kind of story or Indy being a teacher or a professor,
Right.
all that
Professor
was
Joel.
removed and stripped from this one,
saw
and it
it.
just
That was
became like this weird.
saw it.
Everybody's
I know.
one-dimensional, one kind of character. The chick is completely useless. The kid is just a kid. Yelling,
nuts.
yelling, whatever. It just got on my nerves after a
you-
while.
you saw the movie.
even the action scenes are just way too long. Everything is too long in the film, whether they're just hanging
Like the bad
out or-
CGI when the guy falls
I mean, it's
at
just
the end.
it's just way too much, way over the top. It's almost like Paramount said to Spielberg, everything he did in the first one, just amp it up 20 times more. Even the score, even it's John Williams, right, that
Yeah.
does the
Yeah.
score for the film. Even that was too much. Really? Everything.
He
yes,
he
even
gave
that was too
Short
much
Round
for
his
me.
own little
Yeah.
theme song whenever he was doing something. Yeah.
Every movement
Sing it, Donovan.
was orchestrated and most of, other than the cars
Mine Train.
the mine train scene. That's the only
That's
time you didn't
fantastic.
That's my
hear
favorite.
That was a cool
incessant
sequence.
music the
Yep.
whole
Yeah,
time.
it was.
I like the bridge.
I just thought it was very subpar to Raiders, and I didn't like it all that much.
Okay.
Marcus, what did you
Wow.
think? We want to know how angry you are.
So actually, well, I guess in
his
stark
favorite.
contrast, this is actually my favorite Indiana Jones movie. So
Mine too.
I
He's being
I
a
have
man.
I have a big love for the trilogy. So Raiders, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. But this one is the one that has the most nostalgia for me because this is actually the first
Same.
one I saw.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I was young during this time, so I didn't see it in theater. I saw it. There used to be a mom and pop video store around the corner, and it got to a point where the guy at the video store gave me a copy because
Nice.
I would always rent it along with other things.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's very
this
cool.
was a big big movie for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the action and all that. I went to watched the Raiders later, but Raiders of the Lost Ark
That's
later.
acceptable.
But it was like it was just different for me. It was a little darker, more serious. So as a kid, I liked the lightheartedness of Temple of Doom a little bit more. And I think you're right. I think in terms of like scale, they definitely made it a true sequel in that they expanded everything and amplified everything. Because even some of those action sequences where they're all punching people in the mind, you got Short Round punching out the Prince,
and then
you
Indy's
got
punching,
Indy's punching, and you know what? It wasn't.
They go back and forth.
Yeah, they go back and forth. So it was all scale, blockbuster style, appeal.
Really big, yeah.
And I appreciated it for what it was, but I can see where there could be some dissent. But it's so funny because like watching it as an adult, I did not know it wasn't until I watched it as an adult that I realized that the Prince was actually a prince. I thought he was a girl growing up. He just looked so effeminate to me, and the way he talked. The little kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one especially at the scene where they're at the dinner table eating the monkey brains and all that. And all of a sudden everyone gets quiet and as he's talking
Dessert.
out of respect, and he's talking, and I'm like, I thought it was a girl the whole time. I thought it was a princess. I didn't think it was a boy.
God, it wasn't him. Am I right, Marcus?
Man. But anyway, and in fact, Short Round is actually one of my favorite characters in this movie. Actually,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind Short Round.
Yeah,
liked
he's
him, man.
a lot of
They
fun.
were like
fun.
going around getting
Wake
the
up,
Infinity
Indy.
Stones.
I love you.
Jones.
Dr. Jones.
I very little. I very little.
What
You
the
cheat very
hell
big.
is going on right now?
Or
yo?
even in the club scene where the Japanese guy is like, have a good flight, Dr. Jones. And as the plane is leaking, that's great. It's
So
fun
all
times.
the campy stuff you
What were
didn't
the
mind.
Stones?
Nice
The
try,
campy-
Loud
The campy
Shade.
stuff I didn't.
Childhood.
Yeah, and then-
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
called
childhood. It was
something.
nostalgia.
I
The
wanted
girl
to-
was annoying though. The singer was annoying. She was very annoying.
Fun fact: that's Steven
I wanted-
Spielberg's wife, by the way. That's Steven Spielberg's wife.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Wow.
I wanted to remember the
Mrs.
names of the
Doom.
Stones
Doom.
so bad
Yes.
because I was gonna like.
Oh.
It was like
Capture.
the Stones of like Shaka Khan or something. I don't know.
That's what they're
Yeah,
called. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
I remember they were like
Shao Kahn.
It was something like that, though. It was something like that. No. Damn, that was bad. The Stones of Shaka Khan, man. I don't know.
Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka
Tell me something.
Oh, Shaka Khan.
Paul, please help us.
Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan.
Oh, wait. So what do you give it out of 10?
Did everybody talk about it?
No, me and Austin didn't.
Paul, go ahead.
I like it. I think some of the interplay with Indy and the girl is very funny. I don't know if it's very compelling, but it's pretty funny, especially when they're both waiting for the other one to come into the room. I thought that was
Right.
great. I think some of the the Kali Ma stuff I think is really cool. Like it's just a fun little idea to me. I like the movie. I don't love it.
What do you give it out of 10?
I give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
God.
All right.
Really? Good. Clutch the pearls. 7 out of 10.
Austin, what do you think?
Austin, help us out here.
Yeah, I liked it. It's like my third favorite movie of the Indiana Jones of the 5.
Number
I thought
third.
Number third.
Number third out of 5.
Yeah.
What do you give it out of 10 though?
Like 7, like a 7 out of 10. It's a fun movie. It's not one I would pick. Like if I saw on Disney Plus, that'd probably be my third favorite. Because as a kid, it scared the crap out of me. Like when they opened the heart and it was like,
And it
I
was
did
still beating?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is not a fun movie to watch. So it was probably like the last one I watched as a kid growing up. I watched Raiders and Last Crusade, and then that one I watched last. But yeah, there's fun action sequences like the mine train. That's probably the coolest scene.
Yeah.
At the end when they're running back and forth, and then on the bridge with the alligators on the bottom with his
And they eat the
sword
guy
and
at the
stuff.
end.
Yeah, so
saw
yeah,
it.
it's a fun movie.
Watched it, dude.
Yeah, 7 out
Sonny
of
is
10.
confirming with us that he has seen this film.
Bro, I've been
Oh.
saying all kind of little hints that I've seen.
All the
it.
inside
And
stuff.
another little fun fact: the guy, like the native guy that he was talking to when they floated down from the raft. He didn't really speak any English, so Steven Spielberg was talking his lines behind him. That's why if you watch it again, he pauses because he listens to Steven Spielberg behind the camera telling his lines. So if you watch it again,
Easter eggs.
it's like a little pause for a second, and then he just listens to Spielberg.
That's pretty cool.
Shane, what do you give this movie? I mean, you have all the. I mean, look at this. You get on House Hunters, Pancot Palace Edition. You want the chef's kitchen with the big dining room. You want the volcano and the mine, right? All those things.
Yeah,
correct.
Right? I mean, this is like probably a one of one type of option.
Sure.
What would you give this film? I think that was the most unrealistic thing of the movie to me. But Shane, what would you give this movie out of 10?
2.
Oh wow!
2.
Did you not hear his review? It was like-
Wow. I thought it'd be a little higher than that, but that okay. Right on.
Marcus, your story captivated me.
That's why I got 2 points.
First time for everything.
I'll give it a 3.5.
Shane
For
is
the
the only
simple-
person that I never know what he's going to think about. I
don't either.
I have
Me neither.
no idea.
For the simple reason, and once you started listing all the movies that came out the same year, I liked every one of those movies more than this one, hands down.
We were talking about it earlier in the
That's
week.
interesting.
I mean, that all of these movies came out. Also, Last Starfighter
Yeah,
came out, I
that's
think, in
another one I
1984.
like better than this one.
A ton of movies that came out this same year. Marcus, what about you?
I'm getting the impression that this is your Spider-Man.
It is
you know,
bad
for me.
No, because I have a feeling that once I rewatch Last Crusade, which is the next one, right?
Yes.
Last Crusade.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'll like it again. Like I think they put more into it. I just can tell with this film that they just said throw everything at it and just it's going to make a fortune, and that's what it
It was
did.
definitely a movie's movie.
Yeah,
It's just
it
a,
was.
a super,
I agree
summer
with that.
blockbuster movie.
Well,
He
whatever.
agrees with that, though. You don't even know what that
I agree.
means. You don't even know what that means.
So for me, I would say it's a 9 out of 10 just because of a lot of it has to do with nostalgia.
Because it's a movie's movie.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do
know
with
what I mean?
nostalgia and all the childhood experiences surrounding the movie, going to the video store
Same.
back in the good old days, and enjoying a good action flick, basically.
Donovan,
You know,
what did you think?
I love this movie.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies. One of my favorite movies as a kid. Right out of the gate, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It was like Marcus. It was the first Indiana Jones movie I ever watched. My brother, my cousin, and myself. We used to watch it at our grandparents' house at nauseum. We would always pick on my
watched it
brother,
all
and I'd
the
put my
time.
hand on his chest and go, "Kalima Shakti De Kalima." I'd be like, "Stop!" And I'd just go say it, and he'd go, "Om Nam Shiva, Om Nam Shiva." So just a lot of stuff there, but I do love this story in terms of like Indiana Jones and what's at stake here. He's going to go save a village, the children of an
Yes.
entire village.
Yeah.
He's going to set these children free because they've been held captive by this evil cult. Like, there's a lot that's at stake here. And he even gets corrupted at one point. So this relationship between adults
drinks
and
the secret
children
sauce.
is a very interesting
watched
dynamic
it.
throughout the movie, because it's like, how are we exploiting our children? Are we exploiting our children to, work for us? It was just really, really,
Put those
I
kids to
really
work.
enjoyed it.
Making
And
iPhones and
there's also really great shots in the movie, like when
out.
Indy first gets like healed from being corrupted.
Yeah.
There's a shot
Sobers
of
up.
him showing up in the mine, and it's backlit, and it's just
that
his
was cool. That's
silhouette,
it,
and the
yeah.
smoke hits,
That
and
was
he's
cool.
got no shirt and his hat, and you're like, whoa, dude, this guy is ready to rumble, dude. This is awesome.
Looking hot.
And this is also a prequel.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah,
lot of people recognize it, but it is a prequel. It happens before Raiders, and
Said like a year before, I think, or something like that.
and Harrison Ford is jacked in this. And the reason why I know that's because I watched the featurette a lot when I was with the DVDs. I had like the
Baby
special
oil.
edition DVDs, and he tore his ACL in the middle of this movie.
Wow.
When he was filming it, so they had to stop for 8 months.
Wow.
For him to get healed, and during that time, he was like, "Well, I'm just going to get really jacked between then." So when you see him on the fight of the bridge, he's like, "That's the best shape I've ever been in my life," and you could see it, man. The guy, and I'm like, "That's Indiana Jones. That's the guy that I want defending me, my family, my friends." Like he gets it. So I really
My
love this movie.
stones.
Now
Better believe it, sweetheart.
There
Shaka
are-
Khan stones.
there are,
of Shaka Khan.
there are some things in the movie that you're kind of like, huh. Kate Upshaw, her character is really, really annoying in the
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
Really, really annoying. But I think that's on purpose. And I think it goes to show Indy's grace with people who are annoying, because even at the end, she's still moaning and complaining. And he whips
Kiss
her,
me.
and he whips her towards her. He's like, "Hey, calm down.
Calm
We're
down.
alive.
Yeah,
here. Like,
that's
settle
right.
down." So, but yeah, we're gonna get into Last Crusade, and I might go on a tirade with that movie because that is one of my favorite movies of all time.
My favorite behind the scene things
thing
from this
thing.
movie
Thing a thing.
The
is
thing
that
thing.
anytime you see
Easter
a
egg?
wide shot, no, behind the scenes thing, whenever you see a wide shot
was
of
shot wide.
the railway scene with them going, it's miniatures. They're dolls
Yeah.
in the thing, and it's like
In the thing.
unless you know that and are
Oh, the
looking for
cave.
it,
The
yeah, they're
Yeah.
all dolls and miniatures.
They're
That's super dope.
dummies in the what's it, the bridge
The raft.
scene.
Yeah.
when
Oh,
they
the
fall.
bridge,
they're all,
too,
They're
yeah.
all dummies.
I think that's
I
really
saw.
cool.
Look, I saw the movie, man.
Can you
I
imagine
watched
how?
it, man.
Can you
Frank,
imagine
bring us
how
home.
stinky
What did you
that
give it out of
cave-
10?
that
7.5.
cave would be?
Okay, yeah.
7 out of.
Oh yeah.
I give it an 8. Two little quick news and notes. If you watch the opening sequence of Willie Scott when she's doing her performance for Anything Goes, she comes out of that little mist that looks like fire. She's coming out of that, and then towards the end of the movie, when they're going to sacrifice her, she's going into that, and it kind of looks parallel to her going into that little steam and fire and mist, whatever thing, and then kind of symbolic of the hearts being torn out of these people that are being sacrificed. There's a scene when they're on stage and they're pulling the little sashes out of their chests, along with all the coats.
The
And I
red,
thought
yeah.
It's a parallel between that. I thought that was kind of cool.
2 out of 10 Shane. That's great.
And I was
I
going
like
to
it.
say, this was the first year, 1984 was the first year that movie companies production companies got their return on investment over $100 million
Oh,
for
wow.
2 films in the same year. It was Beverly Hills Cop and Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
Wow.
It was the first time.
That's
that
pretty
happened.
crazy.
Wow.
And I mean, here we are, like almost 40 years later.
Now they're cocky and expect it, and then now everyone's
now,
out on
now
strike
it doesn't
because
happen.
of it.
It's like,
Yeah.
that was a huge year for movies. That should be something that we think about going back to, like down the line, is talking about some of these other movies that were in that year. Ghostbusters, Gremlins. I mean, Spielberg
Ghostbusters.
is
That would be fun
involved
if we
with Temple of
picked a year.
Doom.
I mean, y'all are not gonna like my opinion on Ghostbusters.
Viewers,
Second
go
one's
and
better.
watch this
one's
movie,
real
and
mid.
then write in the comments what you
Yeah, let us know
truly
what you
think
thought.
of it. So let's see
Yeah.
what you thought.
Or,
enough.
or go in the
Like
comments
Eastball.
and pick one of the other movies from 1984. Maybe we'll go back and talk about that.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
love it.
Blade Runner 1984.
Okay. Yeah,
night,
so we do
everybody.
that.
I
Guys,
love Blade
we
Runner.
hope you have a great evening. Sonny,
Love
what did you
you.
give the movie, you said?
Like 9
Like
out of 10.
I watched it out of
9
10.
out of 10.
No, I
Like,
watched it. No, I
will-
watched it. I watched it. I watched it. I watched
He
this
really
one.
wants to say he
Says
Says
watched
I
it.
watched
No,
it.
no, I watched it. It was
out
9 out of 10. It was great. It was epic.
Quan,
Groundbreaking.
what'd you give the movie?
I don't know.
That's fair.
All right.
It's great. You watched it.
Hey,
Guys, we hope you have a great night. We will be back for our
confused.
next
Right now,
installment of Run It Back. We'll be talking about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Spielberg's lifelong goal was to make a James Bond movie. He gets to make an Indiana Jones movie with James Bond. How about that?
Yeah.
We're
Right?
talking about Last Crusade next time.
yeah.
Guys, have a great evening, and we love you. And go watch some movies and go listen to
Don't-
Shane sing.
Don't theme song you gave. You just gave it a 2.
Yeah. Sam Neill was almost Indiana Jones. That's
Khan.
Alan Grant was almost
Chaka
Indiana.
Khan.
That's weird,
Chaka
right?
It was Tom Selleck.
Shaka Khan, let me rock it,
So
let
it's
me
not
rock it,
so
Shaka
again.
Khan. Let me rock it, that's all I wanna do. Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, got a feel for you. Shaka Khan.